Sit back and enjoy highlights of this real thriller.
Alsford gets a good head in there. Priest wins it and finds Whelan in the right back position today. Richardson in possession. A lot of ground covered by Priest there, who was up to take the return. Stuart Rimmer chases what appeared to be a lost cause for a moment, but keeper Trinder had to come out of his goal to clear the ball. And these early minutes certainly belonging to Chester, taking the game to the home side at the moment. Oh, it's in! It's a goal already! It's Stuart Rimmer who's got the goal direct from that throw, and with 2 minutes on the time, it's Chester 1, Mansfield 0. And it is Stuart to restart. Once again, Regis is the target, but he's been man-marked by Mark Peters, and Peters did a good job there. Now then, Rimmer loses out on the left flank. Doolan backed by Harper, and Harper's away. Rather, Ireland it is away down the right. He's found some space, got a good centre in. Oh, and that was a good clearance there. Was it out for the corner? It is now. If it wasn't first time, it was now, and that was certainly a great move by Mansfield. Set Harper away, but Jackson takes the throw to Alsford. Rimmer gets a touch on that. Notman does a good opportunity there on the turn. That was an excellent opportunity. Looked for a moment as though it might have been a handball from one of the Mansfield defenders there, but no, fairly quiet few minutes. Gets the ball downfield. Jackson feeds Whelan. Whelan's clearance is blocked by Sherlock. Now then, it's Parkin into the area. Parkin wins the corner off Jackson. Jackson, I think, feels that perhaps Spencer Whelan should have put that challenge in there, but eventually he does the captain's job and clears his line, and the first time Mansfield have had a corner on this side of the field. 36 minutes on the clock. It's in. There's the equaliser. I think it's Hadley that got it. It is indeed Hadley. Stuart Hadley who equalises from that left wing corner. And it was really bobbling around there. Billy Stewart was in two minds, seemed to come out for it, then checked back, was fouled and kicked out at the Mansfield fullback right under the referee's nose, and he's already been warned by the referee earlier. Kevin Notman certainly is going to have to watch himself. Regis wins the ball in the air, but Howarth is back to clear his lines. Throw goes Chester's way. Now we've got a match. Burnham, good throw, finds Rimmer. Burnham takes the return. Oh, there was a chance. It's bobbing, it must be, it's there. Notman scored. Chester are back in front. 40 minutes of play, and I think that would have to go down as a goalkeeping error there. Kevin Notman it is, who has not endeared himself to the Mansfield fans, of course was an ex-Mansfield player on the goalkeeper's mistake. Did look for a minute, I think it was Richardson who got his head to the ball but didn't quite connect. It fell to the goalkeeper couldn't collect, and it bounced out to Notman, who hammered the ball home. Chester, after being pulled back level 3 minutes ago, are back in front. So we've been going for 41 minutes now, and for 36 of those Chester have been in front. The first 2 minutes we were level, and for 3 minutes between the 37th and 40th we were level again. Now then, Parkin. Oh, that's a good shot there from nearly 30 yards that Parkin puts right in towards Billy Stewart's top left-hand corner. But Stewart gets his fist to it and clears for the corner. So Chester on the rack again. A good clearance there from Notman back helping out his defence. Again, Jackson wins the ball in the air. Notman finds Fisher. Rimmer breaking to the left in a lot of space. That's a superb ball. Now then, is the support coming? There's only Priest in the box. Rimmer takes on Dool and cuts it back, but Parkin's back there to clear the decks. Well, Chester's midfield perhaps a little bit slow in supporting Rimmer there. Some play left in this first period. I think Chester, it is important for them that they hold on till half time and go in with the lead. Hadley, the goal scorer for Mansfield, finds Parkin. A lot of players up on the right. It's Boothroyd who gets in a telling challenge, and that one's swirling about, but Stewart gets underneath it and makes it look easy. And it certainly wasn't, but good goalkeeping there from the Chester number 1. Now then, it's Mansfield breaking down the left. Fullback Hackett gets the centre in. It's cleared, but only as far as Boothroyd. Doolan in space, right in the centre of midfield. We've seen what he can do with his shots. That one along the ground, that was a bit easier for Billy Stewart. I think that might have just been missing the post, but Stewart couldn't afford to take the chance and goes down to his left and catches the ball. A long way responsible for the reason why the scores favour Chester at the moment. Well, that was Hadley trying to, or rather Steve Harper it was, trying to make the break down the left-hand side. Richardson back there helping his defence, but only as far as Parkin. Hackett. Harper, a deep cross. Oh, it's off the top of the bar, and that was substitute Sale who got his head on that one, and his first touch of the match almost ended up with a goal for the home side. It does seem to be Doolan that's dropped back to joint centre back there, and his midfield place is being taken by Stuart Hadley, the goal scorer, with Mark Sale up front. That seems to be the way that Mansfield have reorganised at half-time. There's Sale on the ball again there, and once again Peter Jackson getting a foot in. Now that came off a Mansfield head. I think it was Parkin, indeed it was, and the throw is Chester's. Well, Chester would be pretty happy to get the start in this second half that they did in the first with an early goal. And there's a chance as Richardson's sent through. Squares it to Rimmer, it's there! Rimmer has started the second half, and exactly just as we were saying that they could do with the start to the second half, Rimmer duly obliges. Oh, 2 minutes of the first half, it was Rimmer who scored. 3 minutes of the second, and Chester are 3-1 up. Whoa, they got the perfect start to both halves. I think Chester looking for the free kick there, and didn't quite know what they were doing once the referee decided to play on.
One point that we've not got to forget about this, Brian, is that Chester have now scored 3 goals, and currently this morning the only reason why they were lying second.
Oh, and a break for Hadley. It's there. Hadley's got a goal back. His second of the game. 59 minutes. It's Hadley who gets his second goal. Mansfield Town 2, Chester City 3, and just over half an hour to play in the cup tie, as we said earlier. Chester will be hoping that they don't have a repeat of last week's match where they conceded 2 late goals, which cost them the cup tie at Blackpool. Oh, it's breaking for Hadley. Could be his hat-trick. It is. It's there. Hadley gets his hat-trick. Oh, terrible defence by Chester there. 64 minutes. It's Stuart Hadley who takes his hat-trick. We've got a match now. Hadley's third goal of the afternoon. Stuart Hadley and Mansfield Town 3, Chester City 3, and we've got 21 minutes to play till to go. Rather 26 minutes of play. Mansfield awarded the free kick rather. Sale wins it in the air. Hadley's in there again. Oh, it's breaking in front of the Chester goal, and that was Spencer Whelan who got across to concede the corner. Need to slow down and regroup. Kevin Ratcliffe is off his feet in front of the dugout down in front of us here, really urging his players on. May not be too long before we see a Chester substitution. The old head of Gary Shelton's on the bench, of course, and it might be a question of sending him out to steady the troops. Now it's Mansfield attacking once again. Harper on the left, beats Whelan, gets to the byline. Oh, it comes across, it's a danger. Offside. Well, that's offside. It was Hadley who headed it in, but it's not going to count that time. Notman gets ahead to that, but nobody in support. Breaks to Mansfield again. Boothroyd with Hackett in, acres of space on that far side. Mansfield move forward in numbers again. Harper. Oh, there's a free header there for Sherlock, right on the penalty spot, but he couldn't direct his header to either side of Billy Stewart. Stewart collected it fairly comfortably, but the score now 3-all, and Mansfield doing most of the pressing. It would be a brave man to pick Chester as the winner, but Chester have shown this season how strong they are on the break. Oh, look at this! It's bro, that was nearly Rimmer's hat-trick. Very, very nearly Rimmer's hat-trick. Doolan pumps it over. Breaks through, but breaks for Fisher. Fisher does well to create space for himself. Parkin in pursuit. No real support for Fisher as the two number 8s battle over there. Well, that's going to be a booking for the Mansfield captain. The referee immediately reaches to his back pocket. And we've got, I make it, 9 minutes on the clock, as the third man to go in the book is the skipper of the Mansfield Town team. And that's Steve Parkin. So Chester, the luxury of a free kick in the Mansfield half. Into the danger area, Regis goes up with it and actually wins it. Rimmer, it's there! Rimmer scored! Oh, Mansfield are in despair. Rimmer's got his hat-trick. Well, who's going to have the match ball today? Hadley has got a hat-trick. Rimmer's got a hat-trick. I think Rimmer will probably gladly sacrifice the match ball if it means Chester pick up the 3 points, and that's what they're doing at the moment. They've never been behind this afternoon, although Mansfield have had the majority of the play. Hadley. Well, Hadley thought the match ball was his with that hat-trick. Rimmer's got one too. That's it. About a minute added on, and a terrific match here at Field Mill ends in victory for Chester City by 4-3. They put up a splendid performance here today. Mansfield will be absolutely distraught about not picking anything up from this match. They have had the majority of possession, the territorial advantage, but Chester have really hit them hard and taken up the points with a 4-3 victory. Stuart Hadley, the man of the match for Mansfield Town. He's got 3 goals, but Stuart Rimmer's third goal, 3 goals for Chester, plus the one from Kevin Notman, have earned them the points here this afternoon. And my opinion is the difference was the terrific start that Chester made to both halves there, with a Stuart Rimmer goal after 2 minutes of the first half, 3 minutes of the second half, and it is Stuart Rimmer who's got hold of the match ball, and he's taking it off the field. Well, Stuart